talk about the trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucking vacation.
Let's chop up on the trip. And
Yeah.
the fact you can't do that, it hurts.
Everything is just.
But don't worry, girl. You in a safe zone now.
Yeah, safe zone now. Welcome to Quarantings,
baby.
baby.
In the building. So yeah, obviously you've been hearing a third voice, another female voice here. We got a
Thank
new
God.
guest.
We've been needing some bitches in here. I swear.
That sounds like a personal situation, but whatever. But yes, no, we got the homie, the little sis, the big boss status. Sanyu's in the building. Sanyu Lubogo, what's up? Hey. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
finally
having me,
being
Lume
on.
and Kristen.
Yeah. We're
exciting.
psyched. We're excited. I'm pumped. Like,
I'm
seriously, our whole
excited.
studio audience is all men.
She's been pumped low-key since, like, I don't know, like 2 months ago when I said she might pop on.
Podcast. Like,
Hey, pop the cherry. What's up, though?
Yeah.
Hey. Nah, like, she was just like, oh, wait. Your cousin, Sanyu will come on? And I was like, I mean, yeah, she said she would. I don't know why she wouldn't.
Especially because most of my girlfriends are, I don't know, they're just more not willing to put stuff
On wax.
on wax, yeah.
got it.
And I was like, nah, you'll do it.
it's like not even putting it on wax, but just like owning your life.
Yeah, exactly.
To own that shit.
Hey, I'm all the way here for it. But, nah, we here for another little episode. We're going to cut it up with the cuz here. But first, we should do what's right and do the real intro. So why don't you just tell the people a little bit about you, how you know us, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
A little bit about me. I'm the baddest
keep
bitch to ever do it.
Keep it light. We don't need a 30-minute bio, okay?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
cool.
Well, to keep it light, I'm the baddest bitch to ever do it.
There you go. That's all we need right there. No.
Is that it? Yeah.
Hold the mic closer to your mouth.
I am Lume's little cousin. So, you know,
My other baby sister.
my mom and his dad are brother and sister.
Yep.
Feel like I know you, Kristen, from like college and the high school years through friends of friends. Like rode around in some party circles.
Yep.
Here visiting Minnesota from New York. I've been there for a couple years now. I've been out of Minnesota for like, I want to say almost 9 years.
I'll say about a decade.
That's a while.
It's been a long time.
Now.
So,
congrats.
About a decade.
yeah, it's always weird to come back, but
You've been an East Coast lifer now.
Yeah.
I'm East Coast for life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You work in like advertising and just help brands do cool shit in creative ways and make a lot of money. And
Best life living. Hey.
just do what I do.
If we could afford you, you'd be doing the same thing for us. You're outside my budget right now. You're outside my budget right now. I need a couple more stimmies from Uncle Joe before I can
run that
hit
stimmy
you up.
check. Hit me up. I take stimmies.
Yeah, you take stimmies. Okay,
take
cool.
stimmies.
Good to know. Hey, Kristen, send that stimmy right here.
Yeah, I know.
Sign it over.
I literally just got my stimmy today because for some reason the IRS didn't have like my electronic thing.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I was pissed, and it's been that way for all three of them. And like I've tried every time to be like, can I please give you my electronic thing? And they were like, and every time it's like, site's crashing, can't do it. Like everybody, wait for it. We already shipped it, and I'm just like, okay, this is so annoying. So I just got it in the mail today, so I feel like rich as fuck.
Damn. Wait, you didn't get that direct deposit? You gotta let that shit hit.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I
shit,
tried.
My shit came in, and I was like,
I know, I tried. I don't know if it was me that I don't know. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I got all three. Thank God. Otherwise, I would have raised hell. Obviously.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I feel like the IRS is gonna arrest me because I'm about to fuck up my taxes this year.
Yeah, I haven't even done mine yet.
I haven't done them either, and so it's gonna just be a hot mess.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
This is the first year in probably like 5 years that I have had my taxes done before the week that they're due.
How?
Like, I wanted to do them before Jamaica just because I thought I was going to be owing.
Yeah.
Then I wasn't owing, so I was like, oh, okay, cool, we good.
I like realized like I'm really bad at taxes and I've been owing taxes, and then someone like a friend of mine / former colleague did mine for me, and he was like, bitch, you've been like getting refunds and you've just been doing it all wrong. So like
like stop doing
everything I do in terms of taxes is just fucked up.
I feel like no one knows what to do, so I don't.
Yeah,
think
see, it's like my parents used to have a tax guy. Or I'd say they still do.
My
and,
grandpa
like,
owns
live
a
in there.
CPA firm.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
like they
let
used to
us
handle my
slide
taxes.
through.
I know.
Literally, like they used to be like, "Hey, just give me the W-2."
Well, he does. He does my mom's.
But it's like after I moved out, I was like, I don't want to do the effort of like now I have to go over there and like plan a day for the taxi. I'm like, I can slide into this little TurboTax and do it. But low key, I miss those days where it's like I literally just wake up and be like, "Here, mom.
Here you go.
Thanks. All right, let me know when Mark says we're good."
I know.
And we be cool.
I miss those days for everything. Like when your parents used to make appointments for you.
Oh yeah, doctor, dentist visit, all that stuff. I'm like, 100%. Man, I wish I was rich enough to just have an assistant just for that.
Adulting sucks.
It's not ideal.
No.
And I was always really old for the grade, so I turned 26 before most of all my friends, and I had to get off my parents' health insurance. And they were all like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Yeah, I'm old as hell. You guys don't even know what you're like."
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Nah, shoot.
Speaking of assistants, though, I might be getting one.
Of course.
Oh, really? That'd be nice.
Like a household assistant.
God damn.
That would be incredible.
It'll be interesting.
Well, make sure they tweet out about quarantines every day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure they will. Be like, okay, also part of your job description.
Promote my cousin's
you
podcast.
Need to post once a day about quarantine. Make it authentic.
Yeah, like just show the joy. Show the pure joy. Do the thing. Nah.
That's super
Wait,
funny.
time out. Say how old are you?
I think I'm 27.
Yeah,
I thought I was 26 for a second, but I'm 27.
I thought that for a second too. I was like, wait, do I?
Yeah, I turned 27 in January.
Because we're the same year, and I'm 27.
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, 93. But
okay, so we're not. I'm 94.
And
I was gonna whoop whoop like bitch 94, but we can't do that anymore. Retracting.
I turned 27 last August.
Okay, yeah.
And then you turned 27 in January, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I love 94.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, I love 94 because
for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
me.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But 93 is pretty lit because I always know, like, if people are like, "Oh, this year, the year I was in that grade, 2005, I was in 5th grade."
I think that was me. I was in 5th grade in 2005. Yeah, I was grade 12, 2012.
Yeah, because we're in the
yes. Okay, now we're aligned.
Yeah. I'm just old. Yeah.
But no, because we got you here, I think I didn't even put it on the list, but I just thought of it, and I think we should holler at it. Is like, the name of the podcast, Quarantings, and you was in like the epicenter
High
of
key.
Like, this is not cool. So like, can you just give us a little bit about like, the start of when we was in lockdown?
Tell us the story.
Like, I know because we talked a little bit, but for the people,
you know, I mean, COVID has been like such a shit show in New York. I'd say in the beginning it was cute, it was fun because New York life, you're so used to the hustle and bustle, and it was cool to like just be at home and like order cute sweatpants and like cook all the time. You were just kind of doing Zoom parties. Happy hours were via Zoom. Like everything was just chill. And then luckily we had the summer, so that's when it was warming up after a few months, and you could go to the parks and be outside and do outdoor dining. That was the shit. And then I think it really became whack around the fall and like when everything gets cold and you're like, I'm still supposed to eat outside, like this is stupid. I'm not.
I have to pick up my margarita. I can't sit here and drink it.
And then we had like outdoor drinking for like a little bit. We had it for like 2 months, but like you can't ever have nice things in New York, so people fuck that shit up real quick, and they're like, nope, sorry, you gotta like eat fries if you're gonna order a drink. And I'm like, this is dumb. I used to get a margarita like while I walked my dog. Now you have to sit and eat like an entree to even have like a sangria. So I was like, this is stupid. We retracted back to the household, and it got darker and colder, and everyone's Zoom fatigued and doesn't want to talk to you. It was
we quit house parties.
So you're just like depressed in the house. Like I'd say from like fall to winter, and now things are starting to look back up now that it's warming up again.
And the vaccines.
The vaccines. I'm getting vaccinated in a couple days. So excited
Me too.
for that
I'm going
shit.
on Thursday.
Hell yeah. Which one are you doing?
Man, I want J&J, but they didn't give me a choice, so I don't know what I'm getting.
Oh, I'm getting the J&J.
Of course you are. You
Yeah,
ballin'.
I already
I
had.
want
No,
fancy.
first of all, that's like less efficacy. So I don't know if it's called ballin' with less efficacy.
We should trade. I want J&J because I don't care.
You
I
just
was
want
like,
one. You
I
just
want one
shot.
and done, and I already had COVID, so it's like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
people should, people who need the stronger vaccine should have the stronger vaccine.
Yeah.
So
That part is fair, yeah.
things are looking up. The clubs are still closed. I miss Lavo.
The main.
I miss
the
One
main
Oak.
point that
Oh,
we're waiting
One
for.
Oak.
I
Oh,
miss,
man.
just going to the lounges and meeting random people and
Totally,
ending up at someone's loft,
At a
you
sex
know.
party.
doing all the things, and you just come back at 8 a.m. and you don't really know why you did the things you did, but
You just saw all the drugs and you're just
you
like,
just
wow,
saw
that's
everything.
crazy.
Yeah, you just
It
lived.
was you just
Live and let
lived.
live.
It was great.
Right.
So that's gone. Like people still have like house parties. Like I wouldn't even call them parties, like gatherings, because you can't have more than like 10 people
Certain
in your
amount of
house.
people in the thing.
Yeah.
So we do like little dinner parties or like little drink get-togethers, try to make them themed, but
It's not the same.
it's not the same. And like you miss all the people and just like
Just the normal.
again, you miss the hustle and bustle, getting outside, wearing cool outfits.
Being out,
Yeah.
whether you're outside or inside doesn't matter.
I
Like,
hate
just
working
out.
from home. So
that's the
I was
next thing
about
I
to
was
say,
gonna say,
one
yeah.
thing I know both of you guys could really, I don't really care in the sense of it, but like, I know both of you like to dress up
yeah.
and like get ready.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
Correct.
like for the past year, that's
Stupid.
basically been
It's
cut
so
off.
fucking
Like,
ghetto.
from you.
No,
Like,
I know, literally.
It's so trash. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is like, everyone's like, just wear makeup in the house for you. Do what makes you happy. I'm like, no, I want to be seen. And this
right.
is a show.
Right.
I don't know if
Welcome
people have heard
to
of
Even if
show.
it's just like the grocery store, like I don't care. Like
Yeah.
if I'm just gonna sit in the house and watch TV, then it's so hard to do it. At least if
so hard
it's like
to do it.
the I was telling Lume, like even just the possibility of going out makes me want to like look nice and like get dressed up. If
Yeah.
there's utterly no possibility of anything happening and I'm just gonna be in the house because of
what,
COVID,
what am I?
then,
What am I doing?
right? Then it's just like scrub life forever. But now that things are opening up, I'm like way more committed to being like, all right.
Yeah, like I can go ahead.
I can't
and
do
just
scrub.
grind.
I started getting my nails done again. I've
Yeah,
been dyeing
yeah,
my hair since September, but like
Hey,
I've cut out.
I remember earlier in COVID where you let somebody cut your hair.
Oh my god, my boyfriend. Oh my god, I was so drunk,
Oh
and
my God,
I
really?
let him cut
We
my
were all-
hair.
This was early in quarantine. We was
Yeah,
on a Zoom
this
call.
was like the first month or two,
we
and
was
like
legit on a Zoom call
yeah, we were
with
drunk.
the cousins and
We were doing
everybody.
like Zoom brunches, so like no one was sober, and I was like, he can just like trim my
Trim it.
hair. It's chill, like.
And we were like, nah, say I don't think that's a good move.
He
And she was like, no,
literally,
I
like-
love him. It's fine.
He like carved Squidward like in my head, like cut
my
off
God.
like part of my hairline, and I was like so drunk. I was like, it's cool. I'll just wear a hat.
Nah, Kristen, when I tell you
And-
like we're watching it in the Zoom, and
And
it
you
was like
knew?
at the beginning we were like, okay, he got a little flow, he going. And then there was that moment where like, oh no.
Oh no.
It's when you do too
Oh,
much.
no.
Like, you could have
Yeah,
just let it be,
Reach
and then he
the
just
point.
it's
like kept
because
going.
because it's online, it's like even at the moment where we noticed, we were already obviously on a little bit of delay, so we couldn't even stop them at that point. It was
Yeah,
too late. So it's
right.
like, we just gotta let it go. We just gotta
it's
let
like
it go.
that. What's
And then I was
the
just like, it's fine.
the trending sound? Where it's like, oh no.
And then it was like the days went by, and like the more it set in that like this is the most fucked up shit that has ever happened to me. And I've had a lot of fucked up shit happen to me, and I was like, but this is taking the cake. So
You had a real world experience.
I had to like buzz. Like I just literally I've never like fully buzzed my head, I think, the way I did.
Yeah,
But it was
put a little-
freeing.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
good, you know. I mean, I like lost an inch. I only have like an inch of hair anyway, so it wasn't like a big deal. I was like, it'll grow back, but like I
But
couldn't.
still.
I looked wild.
Yeah, a lot of hats. So the
Lot of
the
hats.
next
But
couple
I
Zooms,
mean,
a lot of hats.
kind of love it just for the content, like just
Yeah.
love for the story.
But
of
it was
it,
just
of
like it was so
quarantine.
ugly. I'm like, how do you even want to like make out with me like when I look like this? And
I
he's like,
mean-
baby, you're still beautiful. And I was like, I'm so disgusting.
I just knew, like, after that next week, I was like, oh, y'all ain't broken up yet? Oh, she really
We were on the
loved him.
verge. Yeah.
I was like, she really
Very on the
loved
verge. Very. I
Yeah.
contemplated. I was
She
like,
That's a really good point.
is this what I need
really
in my life?
loved
But then
him.
I was like, I also need to take accountability for the fact that I allowed this to happen.
Yeah,
Mm.
fair. But that's wild. I don't know. I feel like we should do like an Instagram poll. Like, would you let your significant
let
other
your
cut
bae
your
cut your
hair?
hair?
And
Don't.
if they fucked it up, would you dump
Would you be
them?
cool with it? Would
Yes.
you be, would it be okay? Like, no, I mean, and that, early in quarantine, I think we did make a lot of, I don't even want to call them mistakes just because it's like we literally are going through something that's a once in a lifetime experience.
Exactly.
But like, we did some shit where I'm like,
Yeah.
damn. Why did
I do
that?
this?
Like,
Oh my god! I ordered like press-on nails. They were so like jank, peeling everywhere. I'm like, why did I buy
Terrible.
this? Like, why am I doing? But again, like you don't know how to operate in a
Fucking-
pandemic.
yeah,
I mean, now
exactly.
we do. Since
Now we do,
live
yeah.
Now we
through
got a whole
one,
370
but,
plus days of experience,
yeah,
but
I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, not to mention like just ate like shit. I mean, I gained like so much weight.
I
It's just
like,
okay, let me stop eating fucking
were,
pancakes
like,
for breakfast
yeah.
every day.
yeah, even
I was like,
the audience
don't.
was talking about
Another
that.
huge lesson: don't drink where you work out inside the house. Because I definitely broke a champagne glass, did a home workout, and
Oh yeah, I
like
forgot
slashed
about that.
my big toe. I was like
Oh,
off my
yeah.
foot for like a month,
Oh,
That's
man.
terrible.
and I was like, this is exactly why I go to the gym,
Yeah, amen.
so I don't get drunk, break glasses, and
I
then
totally forgot about that. Yeah, you
do
definitely did
fucking
that.
bear crawls
That's terrible.
in
was
the
a whole-
crime scene.
That was a whole
Yeah.
story. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
hilarious.
that was wild.
So
Nah.
were you? So you live with your boyfriend?
We moved in together like
right-
end of June last year, end of June, July.
That sounds
So
right.
mid
No, July.
mid quarantine.
Mid quarantine, we were living separately, but obviously, like, people got their little quarantine boo, and it just made more sense for me to stay with him. And then I wanted to wait until we were engaged to move in with each other, but
Ooh,
COVID
okay,
sort
girl.
of,
Oh, yeah, she pressured like
accelerated that. And
Yeah.
it just made more sense. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, now that we're dealing with this and like we need to be a unit.
Right, and make decisions.
Well, and
together.
that travel, like that distance between your place, your original place, and his place, like it was.
Yeah,
dumb.
even
It was
the
dumb.
even the
It,
sheer
wa-
fact
it wasn't
of
even
getting
like,
to
I
and
mean,
from.
Manhattan, like, I mean, New York dating, like, going from Manhattan to Brooklyn is like a long distance relationship.
Totally.
And so, like, even
we
us
know how
being in
you feel about
Manhattan,
long distance relationships.
even with us
Can't do
being
it.
in Manhattan and like only a 30-minute drive, not even 30 minutes, maybe like 25. It was just too long.
Yeah, it's just,
We're just
yeah,
like, this
yeah.
is crazy.
Like,
Might
I'm
as
not
well
doing
live in
this every
Kansas.
day or every
Right.
day, yeah.
Well,
So-
especially once you get into quarantine and you get in that zone of like you never go anywhere, then going somewhere it's just that much more of like it's an effort. And
Yeah.
it feels like way more of like this whole thing to even get where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's just get a place. And, New York with COVID, the market was just so good. So we decided to move in together, got a bigger place.
Nice.
And, I threw away a lot of his furnishings.
Damn,
You don't need that.
and
ruthless.
So how long have you? Tell us more about like your dating life. Have you been with your current boyfriend for like a while? Is he from New York?
he's not from New York. He's
Okay.
from Michigan.
Okay.
So we're
Shout out.
both
Shout out,
Midwest.
yeah.
We're
But he also
Midwest by
doesn't
heart.
support Michigan Wolverines, so
Got it. So
be
not
friends.
really.
He's a Spartan, so I'm a Spartan. We've been dating. We went on our first date in November 2018, and then we became serious, like official, May 2019. So
Yeah.
we dated casually for about 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense to
Oh
me.
yeah, no, because you guys came September after that. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
like I feel like that's like a perfect kind of timeline for me. Some people be like, nah, I can't like.
I mean, most people give like 3 months. I mean, I went crazy at the 3-month mark, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Sure.
She did text me saying
And
the exact
I was cool. We're both very busy people. I was working full time in grad school full time. He's busy with he travels a lot for work.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. And then alcohol came into the picture.
Yeah. As
I-
it always does.
Went for Valentine's Day.
Actually, time out. Spoiler alert for the people that don't know. Sanyu, when she gets under the influence of things, we take from our parents, obviously DNA, whatever, and she doesn't hold back when like there's something she needs to say.
Yeah, you become
but
very direct.
especially when she's under the influence. Like if there was even like the slightest little fence or whatever little bar,
Just
crushed.
gone, crushed.
There's just
And then she's a bull.
Okay.
It
Makes
was
sense.
all just, I apologize to anyone who's listening if I've hurt your feelings. Disclaimer for things I've said. Under the influence, I may have meant them. I
was just going to say, we don't need
did,
the apology. It's
but
fine. It's
I
just-
probably,
you
the way it
apologize
delivered
that-
it was a lot
Delivery,
harsher.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
The
delivery
delivery.
is a little,
Exactly. You're
it's
not
a
apologizing
little
for
more.
what you said. You're apologizing
the
for...
delivery is a little harsher, a lot harsher.
So you
but-
confronted him. Is that what we're
Yeah, so I went to Lavo. You know, it was Valentine's Day. I didn't want to have a Valentine's Day. I didn't care. I don't care about like
Yeah.
all that.
Man, I wish
you
I had
know.
my phone so I could pull up some of these messages.
But I went to Valentine's Day at Lavo. I love going to the club by myself. That's like
Really?
one of my hobbies. Yes, I will go to the club by myself.
Oh, I need tips. I
She's
don't
a
really
solo
do
dolo.
that.
Yeah, you got to talk to her.
I mean, you just have to like not get kidnapped.
Right.
But that's
Well, but that's
something that
fine.
I had to learn.
I was about to say, you've been kidnapped.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But you have to, it's a muscle that you like have to grow and learn like, no, I'm not going to leave with you or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or-
that's a thing too.
Yeah. So
For sure.
it's
That's like
just,
a ploy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a muscle. But like, you know, I've always lived in Hell's Kitchen before I moved in with my boyfriend.
Great
and
area. I love
I
it.
lived like down the street from Lavo. So like why not go? And Paris Hilton was hosting like a singles Valentine's Day party.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. Like, of course.
I
you
would
had to
go.
show up.
Right,
You had to
right.
show up to that.
Of course I would go.
Yeah,
so I was
totally.
lit.
Right.
Turned
Paris, you had to go
up
drop my
in
number
the
to her.
club. And you know, then I just decided to send a little bitch text, and I was like, you know, fuck this. I'm here single at Paris Hilton's, like in the fucking DJ booth. What are you doing?
VIP.
You gonna
What
settle
up,
for
though?
me? Like it's been 3 months. Get with it, ho.
Hey, hashtag the big
And
problems.
then, you know, he got with it. He had like a couple things to say in his defense, and I just completely invalidated everything because what I
Amen.
want is what matters the most.
Which is wild. Wild.
And then, yeah, he just became like the best guy ever. And both of my parents were in town at the same time, coincidentally, in May.
Damn, I forgot
And
about
he
that.
wanted to meet them. And I was like, well, you know, you're not my boyfriend. So
No.
I have to.
Right.
You have to like be my boyfriend. I can't just be like, this is the guy
This
I'm
is the
dating
guy,
because
right.
like I was dating a couple of people. At
It's
the
like I
same
told
time.
you on the old pod, like you can't just be bringing the African parents. You can't just
No.
be bringing somebody.
No, you
like,
just can't be.
no.
And like also
You-
when
you're
you're
not a friend.
dating,
No.
you know, when people are dating and you're not exclusive, you have a roto.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on,
roster.
remember
Yeah.
I had my like Rose Bar guy. There's just this guy who always took me to Rose Bar, which is a fabulous place. Highly recommend it. And then I had my Star Wars guy.
Oh man,
And
I'm still mad about
Lume's
that. Oh,
really
don't bring
upset
that
about
up.
Star Wars, but like he's like still a friend. He's still
That's
a
fine.
friend.
That's
Oh,
fine.
but he was supposed to get me to the red carpet for the premiere.
Oh, yeah. Lume's
Okay,
brought
but-
this up to me.
Yeah,
even.
but it's okay. Like he's still here. He's still a friend.
Hey, if he
Yeah,
can get
no
me, if
problem.
he can get me
You
Obi-Wan before it comes out on Disney Plus, then we cool.
We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah, holla.
I think
holla.
he's in Wales right now shooting another movie.
No, it's that Obi-Wan. That's my.
That's
Yeah.
why it's in Wales?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's there. That's why he's in Wales. I didn't realize that. I just
Yeah.
saw he was in Wales.
No, that is what it is.
Obi-Wan is what's starting to film
Yeah.
right now.
In Wales.
Yeah.
I believe so.
That
Australia,
that brings it all together. Okay. Yeah, but you know,
I'm getting to see Obi-Wan.
my boyfriend and I have a very open, you know, relationship. Of course, we're exclusive, but like we're open. I'm like, oh, this was someone, you know, like that I used to talk to, and I want to keep that.
I wanna keep
Friendship
that
open.
connect, the
Right,
connect.
he's a
You wanna
friend.
Yeah,
keep
you
the
want to keep
connect.
that connect open. Why would
Yeah.
I want, you know, in case Lume ever wants to go to a new Star Wars premiere, like why shut that door?
No,
so,
totally.
you know, he's totally cool with that.
Especially if like also like obviously you can handle it. Especially if the other guy, like the Star Wars guy, can handle it too.
He can't.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like it's actually
Oh,
really
Yeah, that's the problem.
it's really hard to like end things with people that still want to be with you.
handle it. That like
And
you're just like we're friends
Not
now.
gonna be able to
No,
do it.
he's
Oh,
just always
God.
like, "Are you? Every time are you
Can
still
you
with your
dump your
boyfriend?"
guy?
I'm like,
Oh,
"Yes,
my
I'm still
God.
with my boyfriend." He's like, "Damn it!" I'm like, "But we can be friends."
So he's not.
Literally,
He's
I remember when the last Star Wars movie came
That's
out,
like-
and I really thought that Sanyu was giving me this red carpet. But then, like, she became serious with her now, boyfriend, probably soon to be husband, and like, I was like, okay, like, I'm glad that you're happy, and I want your love life, like, everything's cool, but like, I still really want to go to this red carpet.
Right, like, can we just, like,
can
figure
you
this
just
out?
But
can,
he's
can you
a good.
finesse
I mean,
this thing?
like that was like Rose Bar guy because Rose Bar is really hard to get in, and I feel like, "Can I just,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
call
yeah.
me?" And he's like, "Are you coming alone?" I'm like, "No, my boyfriend. Duh. I'm gonna make out in front of you."
when I lived in LA, I did a scene. I had a scene partner in an acting class I was doing who was he was an LA native, and I didn't know that he was like fucking rich as shit. So I was like, I had like a little studio apartment. I was like, yeah, you can come over. Like I have a studio, we can rehearse. Like
Yeah.
we had to rehearse for the class. He's like, why don't you come to my place? I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I
cool.
go over there. He lives in this fucking mansion. The parents live in the main house. There's a second house for him. There's a third house for the brother. Like it was like that, which doesn't impress me in the sense of like.
Yeah, you're not trying to get
Yeah.
on him, but like,
But I
it's
was very
impressive,
surprised.
like,
yeah,
shit,
but I
like-
was very surprised. So then he proceeds to like ask my advice. He was dating this girl at the time, and at first when we would hang out, he's like, "Yeah, I'm dating this girl," like da da da. And then as we kind of got to know each other, he was kind of like, "Yeah, I am dating this girl, but I kind of want to break up with her." And I was like, "Well, break up with her. Like, what's the question?" And he was like, "Well, I just feel really weird about the whole situation because I don't really like her, and I want to break up with her, but her dad is one of the heads of content at Netflix."
Oh no! Yep, can't
And I
do
was
it.
like, oh.
Can't do it.
He's like, I feel really bad to just
Can't-
use her to get into these
Yeah,
industry
nah, you
parties.
can't
There's a
lose
way
that.
to
Can't
do
lose that
it.
connect.
There's a way to do it, and I
Oh
think.
yeah, Sanyu is a master finesser.
I mean,
You'd respect.
it's
finesse
different
game.
because I don't give the people the advice that I'm about to give.
I know
don't
you.
act
I know
upon
you
this
don't.
advice.
I know you don't.
But
We can give we
just
can give
being
toxic
honest
advice.
and like having an in-person conversation. I think people are so quick to break up via text message
Yeah.
nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sort of closes the door and doesn't allow for a certain type of closure. Of course, you're always going to want the closure in the way that you
However
expect
it to be.
be, but like the layer of text messaging is sort of like, well, damn, this is a very one-sided conversation.
Yeah, it's a barrier.
The way I did those breakups were through text message, so I am one of those people. But like, I also understand that that's not the best way to do it.
So is the Rosebud guy still like you still talk to him like casually
I mean,
friends or not
I like
really?
wanted that to end anyways. I did run into him, my boyfriend and I. I think it was like World Cup was going on, and we went to this bar when we met this couple on the 4th of July, and then we like went for brunch to watch like the World Cup.
Right.
And he was there, and he was with this bitch that was really ugly, and I was like,
Oh God.
I feel really bad for you. But meet my boyfriend. But I talk to him whenever I want to go to Rose Bar. COVID has happened, so I haven't asked to go to Rose Bar.
Right.
But I assume that
But
we're
the other
still,
one,
like,
the Star Wars guy is like pining after you still low key.
well, he's in Wales.
Well, now.
So he's like suffering in Wales.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. I see.
You know,
Struggling.
yeah. I have a friend who from Vegas who is trying to date him, and I gave her the blessing to do
Time
that.
out. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Dating. New York versus Minnesota. Pluses or minuses. Which one is better and why? And don't just say because, oh yeah, New York got the flashy places, the Lavos, the One Oaks. Like, why is one better than the other genuinely? Real talk, New York, as they say.
As fucked up as New York dating is, it is way better than Minnesota dating. One reason being that it's not as incestuous. I think as
That's a good, yeah.
you know, I mean,
she's just a
even
great
outside of dating, like I went to a lot of different schools throughout Minnesota, and I'm not an age where I see on social media like my middle school friends hanging out with some of my high school friends that were like 40, 50 minutes apart. And I'm like, how the hell did you guys meet? And they're now best friends, you know?
That doesn't connect doesn't make sense.
Even like the fact that I met you, like not in relation to me and Lume now doing this podcast. Like I
Yeah.
met you with like completely different people than are related
Exactly.
to this quarantine
Yeah,
thing.
you didn't meet her through me, Vic,
No.
B.
No,
I think
none.
I
But
think
you knew her.
a lot of people, I can't really speak to, you know, the relationships that I was in when I was in Minnesota, but I've seen a lot of relationships where actually, yeah, I can speak to it now that I think about it. Wow.
I was actually confused. I was like, wait, you can?
no,
Like,
I'm sorry.
I
That was a
know you
lie.
can put that on wax. Like, wow, I thought we talked about this.
I feel like you like either date or hook up with someone who's like hooked up with someone that you know. Like it's all very like
It is very that way.
Share
swappy.
that shit.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, this is like just a massive
Man, y'all
swap.
have really good friends. Ain't nobody share pussy with me.
Really?
Nobody share shit with me.
Well,
Of your
So
boys?
that's very nice.
I feel
I
like
think-
that's not
No, but
correct.
that's
No,
a nice
it's 100%
thing.
correct. There's only one person that did, and
yeah, that's
we,
the
But
whole
that's
thing.
we've already
nice.
highlighted.
I think that's a
that
good thing that you have
That
not
was
swapped.
a mistake. That was a mistake.
Well, I
Eskimo
think it's
brothers.
I think it's a good thing.
I think that's a good thing that you have not swapped.
I just think that.
I mean, I don't
you should
think-
share the right way. So here's my thing, and to be fair to this person, they told me on wax that they're like, hey, you can do what you want with that girl, but I just want you to know that she cray. And funny enough, that girl was the Widow
girl.
Me birthday
Yeah.
girl, and she was crazy. So like, he didn't lie to me. He told me what's up. But I don't see anything wrong with sharing. You done with it? Like shit. It's just like a kid with a
Well,
toy.
that's only because the situation you just described, like he was clearly fine with it, and it never went away that it wasn't fine. Like I don't know. I've been in situations where it should have been fine and wasn't.
I mean, like I've had situations where like I've dated someone and they were my ex here. We were still friends, very platonic. And the new girlfriend was like so intimidated of our friendship.
yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how to help you. I'm not going to try to learn how to help you. You
Right.
just have to get over that.
Like, I'm not trying to get with him.
Right.
I'm
We're
not.
done.
Been there, done that.
That's between you and the guy.
Yeah,
You guys have to
that's
figure
between
that out.
you and like I'm not gonna sit here and look like a villain every time I breathe in the same room.
Exactly,
As you.
yeah.
So to that effect,
It just can get
it's like
tricky.
not great. My two relationships. I mean, I was younger, so like you can't really expect a lot in a relationship at that point.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
I feel like a lot of niggas are not shit here. Like I
Say it again for the people in the back.
I don't know if I could settle down with someone in Minnesota, especially my personality. I'm just way too, like, I say it like it is. I'm way too driven. I'm way too, like, at times,
Yeah.
materialistic slash, like, narcissistic. And, like,
all right. No.
I just need, like, at that point,
Lume's
I'd have
not
to
having
date,
it.
like, a psychopath. Like, I'd really have to date a sociopath in Minnesota.
But okay, so what is like the personality of your current boyfriend? Is he more like louder? Like, cause you're pretty outgoing and
Yeah.
like you said, you have strong opinions. You're kind of like me. Like you
It's
like
like-
to shine.
bully, just like you.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
that
think
bully.
I think
CEO.
I think it varies. Like we work together so well because one, we both are extroverts. Like I'm
Okay.
a very out there person, but there are times where I'm very like held back.
Okay.
And he can be that person that's more out there.
Take over, yeah.
Especially when it comes to like networking and like meeting new people, getting contacts, setting up like meetings through like lunch or dinner. I'm not that type of person.
Got it.
So we balance each other out like very well. He's
Yeah,
a
actually, you need his
sweetheart,
stereotype.
but like we both will throw hands when it's
Okay.
time to throw hands, not at each other.
Mm-hmm.
But like he'll stick up for me when I need to be stuck up for, and I'll stick up for him when he needs to be
Hey, he'll
stuck
stick
up
up
for.
for me, man. That'd be ride or die.
He'll ride or die for the
Okay.
people he
ride or
loves.
die.
We're both very hardworking, but we also like to have fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't be with someone that doesn't enjoy a cocktail and doesn't
Yeah.
like to celebrate the wins. but also like celebrate life, celebrate family, celebrate love. And I think we do a really great job of that.
No, I really F with Sanyu's bae.
He's the best.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Sanyu knows, like, the same way, like, with the previous pod when Victor was here and we were talking about my sister, like, I am the overprotective big brother, like, 100%.
And I love you for that.
Yeah, you owe me, like, $200. No.
This is like the softest Lume has ever been in an episode. This is wild.
No, Lume is like such a sweetheart. He doesn't like to like show that, but he's like the biggest sweetheart. You nigga. What? Can we say the N word on the?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. You good? No, say what you want. We ain't gonna bleep that out. You good? But I do think that you out here wilding when you talk about like, oh, these fucking Minnesota niggas, like, stop playing. Like, you was very in love with some of these clowns back in the day.
I know, I was. I really was in love. And I'm looking back and I was
out
like,
here in love with these
banana
eating clowns talking
exactly.
this shit.
That's why I was like,
yo.
these things are not shit. But, like, we have to be realistic. Like, the two, relationships that I was in, I was between the ages of 16 and, like, 18, 19.
Yeah, which is a different
thing.
thing.
Like, it's a lot different than when you are in your late 20s and, like, working and wanting to, like, build a life.
Right.
Whereas we
Instead
weren't
of, like,
even
figuring out you. Yeah.
So it's a lot different. So when I'm saying, like, they weren't shit, they really weren't shit.
Right.
But, like, I hope. I know one has grown.
They might be now, yeah.
I don't know about the other because I blocked him. I blocked him.
He was cut off,
He deserved to be cut off.
We're very for the block feature on this podcast.
That was like the easiest breakup of my life. Like, easiest breakup. Like, I wanted to break up with him, but he was like, don't do it. I'm like,
please
myself.
don't do it.
And like, if you are suicidal, please seek help. But he was like using that against me. And then finally I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make you break up with me. So then that's when like Tinder became a thing and I got a Tinder. And like, I don't even think anyone sent me a bad Snapchat, but I guess someone that I was Tindering sent me a Snapchat on a boat. And he left me a note as I was showering. And it was like, how could you? And that was the last like we ever talked. And like, as soon as I got out the shower and I saw that note, I literally fucking did the Dougie.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. I was like, I'm good. I'm great. I'm straight. I need no closure from this.
No, it's done. It's
the
over.
closure is on this note.
Yeah, it's over with.
He's like, how could you? How could I not?
So I suspect.
There's no reason.
Here's my opinion on Minnesota. I mean,
he still follows, like, he like stalks my Insta stories from like, I'm like, but you broke up with me.
Sanyu, you know.
Right, but still, like, he was just hurt. Like, he was just butthurt.
He was just hurt, but I was like, this is like 10 years ago. Get over it.
The same way.
Yeah, but I still have ex from 10 years ago that be looking at all my
the same
shit.
way I was telling Kristen Awful X earlier about this girl that I was talking to who was complaining about some dude she was hollering at and wasn't following her stories but would like some photos, whatever. It's like, these dudes ain't disappearing.
No, yeah, they are always around. Always.
No offense, but like,
they're around.
I mean, we ain't shit till we get a bitch. So like, till we get a bitch, we round all day, every day, no problem.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is.
Well, you need to get a hobby.
Yeah, agreed. Wow. Here's my thing. I'm sort of in agreement with you that the MN dating scene is kind of whack. I suspect that it's more to do with because I like Minneapolis. I don't know how you feel about it. I like Minneapolis. I think there are like I have a lot of problems with it, but in a general sense, I feel like
you like it better than
positive
LA
about it. Yeah. So, but the LA, I would say that even the LA dating scene is better than the Minneapolis dating scene. And here's why. Because people in Minneapolis, like, at least the ones I know, like, they're not very good at meeting new people. And so, like, to your point about, like, there's all this incestuous stuff and, like, everybody meets their next boo as a friend of a friend. And, like, it's always like, oh, you run into them. Like, it's always, like, people don't commonly hear... Like, they're so uncomfortable about meeting someone that they literally have no ties to. Like, in LA or in New York or whatever, it's like, people are way more accustomed to literally, like, meeting a random stranger and shooting their shot with them. Like, here, that's just, like, not done. There's always the connection. There's always, like, the thing of, like, you knew it through this or you knew it through that, or even if there's no like actual 6 degrees of separation, but it's like we both went to the U, we both went to St. Thomas, we both went to this high school, like whatever it is. And I feel like that's more the reason why things are like weird and kind of different here compared to other places.
I see that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to. Can I choose violence for like 2 minutes?
You can choose violence.
Of course.
I'll
Pew,
make
pew,
sure it
pew.
gets cut out. I'll make sure
Sonny's
we cut
about
it
to
out.
shoot the shit. I'm about to be really straight. Also,
I'll make sure we
why
cut it
Minnesota
out.
dating is
I'll make
whack.
sure we
But this
cut it
is
out.
from a personal experience.
Go ahead.
and
Get that juice.
I will motherfucking say
Get that juice.
it is really hard to date in Minnesota because a lot of people have particular mindsets of who they should be dating.
That's correct.
In
That's correct.
Minnesota.
Yeah,
and
that's correct.
and a lot of people think that they are the shit when they aren't. And
Correct.
that they
Big
deserve
facts.
a
Rivals.
particular caliber of a female. Mind you, not a woman, a female. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what people like to
You
use.
said it. I'm just supporting you.
I'm choosing
I'm
violence.
just supporting you.
You know, people want
It's
a
5
light
o'clock somewhere.
skin or a white skin
Yeah.
female. And growing up as a young, dark skinned black woman was not ever someone that was
Right.
attractive, you know? Or if I was attractive, it was ultimately to a different race.
And you grew up. You were doing the
And-
acting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was doing the acting
And
thing.
mind you, I still see there are people, you know, I won't say names, but I was on.
Oh, you can say names,
I was
put
on
them out.
Snapchat the other day, and this is a person I don't even talk to, but I went to high school with at one point, and he was still making like dark skin versus light skin versus white skin comparisons. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's 2021.
Right.
Where
When
you
are
at,
you
bro?
ever going to get like that,
that mindset.
out of your head?
Literally. Or not
That,
just like
like,
question
the
why
color,
you're.
yeah.
Yeah.
The color
What is that
of
doing?
like
What's
a
the
woman's
productivity of
skin
that?
doesn't determine the worthiness of
Or-
dating you.
Or
Especially
just straight up beauty in general.
exactly.
Like.
Especially the people that are doing that, like they're not shit. I'm like,
Right.
what are you literally doing with your life?
Literally. Yeah.
You literally going to define who you date based on the race of like, or the, you know, color of their skin. And you're sitting here and I don't even think you can like pay your own rent. But,
Yeah,
you
amen.
know, go off, sis. Go off. So that was just a really, you know, a really interesting, it was a really interesting experience in Minnesota because then, you know, like I was someone who has always ended up dating white guys. The white guys I was always attracted to. It wasn't out of like, I don't have a choice.
Right.
But it was the fact that my skin color was not like a determining factor of whether I was worthy of being someone that
They would
be
consider
with.
dating.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So with that, like dating has been completely different for me. There were, I think I've only had like my boyfriends were white in Minnesota.
Sanyu, how many of your boyfriends have I met that were black? Okay.
I
yeah,
had like a middle school
No, no, no,
crush.
no, no.
She's in middle school. You can't claim middle school
I
boyfriend.
said, how many of your boyfriends have I met that were black?
Okay, 0.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a very easy question.
0, 0, 0.
So we
0,
cool.
0,
We cool.
0, 0, 0.
We cool, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But
and that's definitely
I
another
felt like
pod.
that, and I felt like that's also why I'm like, you know, Minnesota dating is like a bit whack here.
Yeah.
Not saying like there are there's a lot of black love, and I love black love. I think it's so beautiful, but there's a standard when you're especially a dark skinned woman.
Sure.
And like I love being dark skinned, but I'm not gonna deal with that shit. I'm
Right.
not gonna tolerate
Right.
someone being
Totally.
like, I want a yellow bone, like yellow bone's the only
Oh,
thing.
okay, all right. No, I know. I let you guys cook, and I actually like this vibe. Like I know Kristen has not not had no woman on the pod this whole time. So this support, I know she's enjoying it, and we're probably gonna go very long today, so it's fine. But like, I just have to come back real quick. Like when you say like the whole like the incestuous all those things, like that whole sentiment, and maybe obviously I'm older than you guys, like of like hey, like kind of actually setting people up like through the genuine connection of like, I know a friend, I love a friend, I want them to have something, and I meet somebody else. I think that that's been lost. And so now it's just like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, I hooked up with that bitch, and she pussy tight. Yeah, go there, do your thing. And, like, she get drunk, and she...
Yeah.
And so it's like that's all that they do. But they don't actually be like, oh, yo, hey, bro, like, low-key, like, that vibe that she got ain't my vibe.
Yeah.
But I know you, and that's your vibe. Go there.
But so then you're actually agreeing that it would be better if, like you're saying, like people here aren't doing that, and why aren't they?
But each other up.
Yeah.
How do people date in Minneapolis now or Minnesota?
I don't know how people date. I don't date.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like it's been COVID, so like shit is fucked up, just regardless.
Okay, but like
no, but I'm saying people don't do that in
pre-COVID.
general. I'm saying people don't do that in general.
Is
period.
it like online dating or like meeting at bars, parties?
I mean, I don't know. I think I would say, well, I guess I was here. I've been on and off here. I would say a lot of it is
99 likes.
I think it's like a lot of it through like mutual friends, meet up, that kind of thing. I don't know. I online date a lot.
I mean, my only two boyfriends here, one I met at a party.
Okay.
Through mutual friends. And then the second one was through when I was in theater and I was in a show.
Yeah.
And he was like in the show
it's not that I don't really know. It's just that I don't know if I'm even qualified to speak on it. I feel like I am very different than a lot of the people here. I'd online date a lot. I don't know if other people are doing that. You do. Lume does.
Yeah, I got the same app. Well,
right.
I got even more apps than you. Like,
right.
But like, no, I don't know. I
was not meeting men in bars before COVID, really.
But your issue is that you be doing what I call the Kristen date. So like, you be out here, group situation, holler the player, be over there, like, and to me, it sounds like your friends are not about what I'm saying, which is like, ooh, I see your vibe. Let me connect the vibe.
They are actually about that, but especially for me. But the problem is that I don't always want to be put on to potential love interest by like a group of people that are all in serious relationships, because like then they're just talking about something else, maybe.
Which is fine. Then you don't want it, which is fine. But like, I'm just saying that's the vibe that I get. So like, but for me, it's like, yeah, like I kind of have to do the online dating because like for the core friends that I have here, we are very kick it. Like we, we come, we do our little Club Xbox Live shout out, and we go out every once in a while, get a little bottle, Otherwise, I hang out with, B and Vic, and I'm just out here in the couple situations,
right?
And it's like, if I'm in the couple situations, ain't nobody trying to shine for me. Like they're just like, we're just out here having a good time. So which I'm not hating, it's fine, but like, I don't think that vibe flows in the way of like trying to get your single friend to not be single. I don't think that is very important to a lot of people in 2021. And it's fine. Like, again,
but it's just so interesting that you like want that from people. I do in a certain way, but I also am like very against the notion that like if I go out with some friends, right, and they are just like really trying to put me on, sometimes that annoys me, because I'm just like, I don't need people to think that like they need to find me a relationship, like even if I am looking for or open to one, which I don't even know if either of those are the case. Like, I don't always want it to be like, oh, let's find Kristen someone. Like, I'm like, I don't need you to find me someone. And not because I even have all these dudes approaching me. I don't. But I'm saying, like, it's not like I don't, it's almost like a pity thing. Like, I don't, like, I'm good. I'm fine.
It's more of like, that's very interesting, because I think that's more of like it's more of a mutual agreement where, one, like, I see what you're saying, Lume, in the sense of, people aren't doing that enough, but are you having those conversations with people that are beyond, like, this is what I'm looking for in a girlfriend or partner, and these are the qualities, these are my values, where people can actually set it up? Are you having those types of conversations?
Well, not in that direct, exactly the way you're saying it, but like
I think
at
he
the
just
same
means like
time,
culturally,
it's-
he wishes people like more had that in their
well,
mind on a
no,
regular.
not even that, but it's just like I understand what you're saying, but it's like
Yeah.
it's not even that. It's just like because what she's saying is like she feels like it's almost like
A
damn,
pity
you think I
thing.
can't get it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want other people like I don't want other people to think that it's important for me to be in a relationship point blank.
Absolutely. I mean, I
Which
get
is
that.
fine.
I
Right,
mean, I'm
that's
just
fine.
like from my own experience being someone that's in a relationship, I have friends that are like, I'm good being single. And I have friends that are like, if you know someone or if your boyfriend knows someone that's single, like, let me know. And we
Right.
have those
Man, I
open
got no text about
conversations
that.
of like, okay, well, what type of guy are you interested in? Well, you need to be in New York if you like want to come through.
Hey,
But
well,
you know, like, what type of guy are you interested in? Like,
Yeah.
what do you value? Like, I don't just like, we don't pick whoever's single and say like we're gonna match
Right,
you
and that's
to
yeah, and
like
that's where I'm
that's
like, I don't know
that's
if
not
you're-
where we're
No, but
that's not where
what,
we're
what I'm
at.
saying is like you're not picking that because you're just like you're single. I'm saying like you're using your fucking head and you're being like, I know this person, I know who they are, and I know this person, I know who they are. That works. That's what I'm saying. And what she's saying is that nobody plays matchmaker like that. And that's true. Nobody plays matchmaker like that. And I know that they
In
don't do that
Minnesota,
anymore.
because we do that in New York.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
It's
here,
very normal
nobody does that.
in New York to set up like a dinner party and you have like two single people that you think would be
Could work.
compatible.
Yeah, you think,
Right.
like,
And
let's
that's not
test it out.
because that person needs the help.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
it's just
like,
like, you think
wow,
that
we're
could
already
work.
in the same social circles. How great would
guys
it
should
be
meet.
if
Yeah.
like we could combine this person that we think is so great and this person we think is so great and think they have synergy and we can like potentially see where that goes.
Right.
So that's where I'm like, oh, it's not necessarily like I would never go out of my way to do it for someone that didn't want it or I don't think would want it. But that's also like, it is a thing that we talk about all the time. Like, oh, we think this person would be great for this person. Like, let's see if they're open
which
to
makes
it.
sense,
And
yeah.
if they're not, we don't do it.
Yeah,
Right.
but I just think
If
that
they
there's
are.
not a lot of people that think that, at least here. Here, I don't think.
Well,
there's
that's
a lot
y'all
of people
problem.
that think that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
her whole
No,
point is
you're
that the
right.
Minneapolis dating scene is whack and
Okay, but like, so then, like, what about the New York dating scene makes it better? Like, what? So
The
they
New
do
York
these
dating
things?
scene is very difficult. The difference is the New York dating scene, like you put yourself a lot out there, like way more than what you would do. So like
Right.
everyone is on the apps. Like one, because everyone's fucking busy.
Yeah,
The
ain't
easiest
got
way
time.
to do things is to be on an app, match whoever.
Check my profile.
It's a lot more difficult because when I say New York, I'm specifically coming from Manhattan. Like I'm not coming from other parts of New York.
Yeah.
But it is very competitive. Everyone is working at like the top companies, whether it's finance, fashion, tech, media, whatever
They got
it
all
may
the
be.
monies, and they out here like
Everybody is beautiful.
it goes back to the
Everybody
thing
is
about like you're more receptive to something. Like you first of all, the whole driving thing. Like people here, like a lot of people drive way more than in New York City.
Yeah.
So even just like the sense of like the literal way that you're living your life, it goes back to what I was saying about like me and COVID being like, okay, I gotta stop being bummy. I gotta like look nice, and then if something comes up that I could go do, then I will go do
Yeah.
it. Because people in New York, you're out, you're on the subway already. Oh, I'll stop by.
Yeah.
Oh, let's meet for a drink. Oh, da 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 da. If you're in your car driving around, you're not used to engaging with strangers as much all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of thing. That kind of goes
But
back
it's
to
also, it's like, you're just so busy where it's
Yeah.
sort of like, also the way you get a job a lot of times in New York is through a recommendation, like to get through the thousands of hot,
The
successful
networking.
women on dating apps.
Yeah.
Your chances are going to be a lot higher if you get a recommendation
Right.
from someone that's like, hey, we have this friend in mind, like, let's all go get dinner
Right.
and like meet her.
Right.
You're going to meet that girl for dinner much quicker than who
Right.
you're swiping through.
Right.
You know,
And then that's the other thing about Minneapolis. I mean, not like I said, I opened my whole speech saying that I actually really fuck with Minneapolis, but this is my little
we're
hate
destroying
session.
my city.
But like to exactly what you just said, like all these successful, beautiful women, like whatever. It's like I don't always feel in Minneapolis that as like a very loud, opinionated person that's appreciated on the dating scene as much here. Or I find a lot more that's not what guys are looking for from me, or they're just intimidated by it, or something of the like.
Yeah.
So if you're not that way and you're not intimidated by a loud, boisterous chick, slide in those DMs. But anyway, that's also
King
part
Kristen
of it too.
Renee on
But
IG.
it's like that's also the hard part about New York dating. Like you can be someone that's loud and like confident and be everything that you want them to be, but then sometimes they still go for like the quiet, shy, like stay-at-home mom eventually type of personality.
Yeah.
That is very common.
Right.
And it takes time to find the person that's like, I love every single bit about you and like this is who I want to be with.
Right.
But then again, it's also like you can be the right person. It doesn't matter how compatible you guys are. The busyness really gets in the way.
Yeah.
And that's why it took like so long for like my boyfriend and I to become official. Like it took probably a month before we went on our first date to just even match schedules and like make sure, okay, I can actually make this dinner time or, you know, where I'm not out of town this week or I don't have a business meeting this week.
Yep.
Where you even finally get the chance to sit and talk in person. So it's crazy. It's crazy out there, but I mean,
you love it.
I love it.
Yeah, I will say this, like since I've been shitting on Minneapolis so hard, I will say this, like there is
shout out to all
it
the
is
people that hate on
very
it.
it is, and this is one of the things I like about Minneapolis is that it is very accessible, like literally. Like you it's very easy for me to like get to where my friends are at and meet them. You know, versus the New York thing of like it's so big and so busy, to your point. And, you know, I've always liked that about Minneapolis, that it's very, like, you can do something right away, and it's not a big ordeal to make that happen.
Yeah.